Welcome to Just the Cats with Michael Bennett.
Hello, Big Blue Nation. Welcome to Just the Cats. My name is Michael Bennett on this April 24th, Friday. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, that's kind of how I feel today, too. I will say, because, but I've already been up a long time today. So, Justin, good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
I will, just like I told you a couple of minutes ago, I cannot get this thing to stay straight. That's what she said. But anyway.
Not to me, she didn't.
Okay, fine. It will one day.
She just didn't have an opportunity.
She will one day.
She didn't have the opportunity.
No, but the opportunity will present itself. Trust me. Come on. If I can find a girl that'll marry me, you certainly can. I mean, good gosh. Do you feel sorry for Patricia on a daily basis? Because I do.
No, not really.
I do.
Not on a daily basis.
Oh, I do.
Weekly, maybe.
Oh, come on. But I it's funny. You're signing off your show as if nobody's going to hear your voice again. And of course, you're on 2 minutes later. I do love that. I love the way that you are with that.
They're not going to hear my voice again on Sunrise with Scoots until Monday.
That's very true. That is true. But they're going to hear you on Just the Cats in just a minute. So, and whatever other shows you're assisting with on a daily basis that you do. But I appreciate that you're here. But I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning.
That's entirely too early.
No, it's not. I love it. And I went out to Churchill Downs, got there about 5 o'clock, watched the horses work out, got to watch my good friends, Hans and Anna Marin of Saints or Sinners, who own So Happy, the horse in the Kentucky Derby. So that was fun. Got to hang out with him for a little bit, got some good video. Got some good video of Mark Glatt watching his first Derby horse go by. I enjoyed it. Then I walk out, and this lady stops me. Excuse me, sir, who are you? I'm Michael Bennett. Why? Well, I need to know who you are. I'm like, okay. I didn't know how to answer her. I'm like, well, I was with some friends watching their horse work out here. I've got some horses on the backside. I mean, and she go, oh, okay. So you're I just want to know how you got in here. And I said, well, I walked into the store and this guy helped me out here get through here.
Gosh, she was on a power trip.
Oh my gosh. Finally, I just said, well, you don't need to know who I am. And I'm just, I had a little smile on my face. The other guy was laughing. She did not laugh at all. She just glared at me. She goes, it's my job to know who you are. And I said, ma'am, I was just kidding. I hope you have a great Friday. And she didn't smile a bit.
They must not have got a donut delivery today.
Wow, I don't know. I mean, I just need to know if you're an employee of Churchill Downs or who you are. It's like, okay, all right. I mean, I fully said my name. I said, well, I got an owner's pass that gets me back here. She goes, oh, okay. And I was just trying to make light of it because she was a little too serious about it.
You're literally wearing a hat that has a stable.
I know, exactly. And I have a little jockey silk on the side. You think that would be kind of a dead giveaway. But, some people like to have a little power trip. And I wanted to make light of it and just have a little fun because she was a little too serious. But she did not go for it. There are people out there. Did we talk about this last couple of days? You just can't tease with.
Yeah.
And I think that's sad. Just like the name of the horse that my friends own, So Happy. It's a joke. It's a joke to their trainer, Mark Glatt, who never smiles, who does not have much of a personality, and he laughs about it now. He loves and embraces the fact that they named a horse that makes fun of him. And see, I love that. If somebody made a horse, people are constantly making fun of me. People I don't know, people I've known for many years, and I embrace that. I think it's funny for the most part. What's that?
You make it easy.
I do make it easy. I know I do. And when I make it so easy, when I tee something up, I'll even make fun of me. And I'm okay with that. Listen, if you can't laugh, then how do you enjoy life? So I don't know. It's just like, what? Are you okay, ma'am? That's what I really wanted to say. Are you okay? And she goes, well, have a nice weekend. I said, ma'am, I hope you have one too. I just walked out, and I just kind of shook my head and walked out. It's like, wow, what an experience I've had this week. I've had countless cars pull out in front of me, almost wrecked me, and then I had a wreck this morning with a lady. So anyway, I hope this is not kind of the prediction of how my week is going to go with Derby week. So, but I'm looking forward to it. The balloons were fun to see this morning, as you mentioned just a little bit ago. That was cool. Is there? I know I asked you earlier this week, but remind me, what is your favorite outside of the race?
Thunder.
What is your favorite event?
Thunder over Louisville.
Thunder over Louisville. Okay. Is there anything else during Derby week that is fun to you?
I mean, I think a lot of the events are fun. I don't attend them. Like,
I don't either.
Like, I think the hot air balloon race, I think, is awesome. The balloon glow, I think, is really cool.
I think the balloon glow is beautiful.
I have been to the balloon glow on a couple different occasions, but not for many, many years.
Yeah.
I've never been to it, but I think the whole the rubber duck thing's pretty cool, where they just dump all those in the river.
Is that a Derby week thing?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got a huge inflatable duck on top of the building next to Joe's Crab Shack.
Have you seen these snails around town?
I have not seen one. I've been looking everywhere. I cannot find them anywhere.
I have seen a couple of them. So I know it's for something, awareness of something, but what is it?
So every snail, to my knowledge, every snail's got a QR code on it.
Yes.
That if you take a picture of or whatever, it'll lead you to a website. But I think every snail is tied to a different sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Charity, I guess.
Oh, it is.
Like one of them,
a foundation, maybe.
One of them, I think, is maybe like autism awareness, and then the other two are something different. So it is a really cool idea.
Is that something the city of Louisville did?
I don't think so, because I think they went across the whole state.
Oh, really?
I want to say this is maybe a national thing.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought that was just a Louisville thing. So you think it's across the state?
I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say it's even more bigger than the state. I want to say it's national.
I love the misinformation we're giving right now. This is across the world. You can go to Italy and find these snails.
Yeah, they're floating across the Pacific Ocean.
I think they are.
Yeah.
I do. I enjoy giving misinformation. So, yes, this is something that we're celebrating all the way. I think that the Artemis dropped some off towards the moon. So if you're traveling that way, you might see one.
Okay, it is Louisville.
Okay, it is just.
They originated in Goshen, and they are.
Oh, really?
There's 35 of them. I thought there was only like 3, but there's 35 of them. They're heading to the 21C Museum.
Oh, that makes sense because of the penguins.
Wait,
I bet you. Well, they're famous for the penguins. The 21C Hotel has penguins down there. You didn't know that? You can actually go by. It's like their mascot or something. It's a cool place. So, got a great restaurant, by the way. Yeah, they have a dish called grilled octopus.
Oh, maybe I'll see one when I go through downtown today.
Yeah, well, I've seen a couple of them. There's one down there by the river, around the bridges or something, down there on River Road.
I did see that they were there a couple days ago, but I don't know. I missed them.
Are they constantly moving them?
Yeah. No,
really?
They move on their own.
What?
Yeah, people aren't moving. These snails are literally moving on their own.
They get into traffic?
No, they're staying on like sidewalks and stuff or going through grass.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's cool. I like the idea, and I like that the city's doing something like this. So anyway.
The aim is to support Norton Cancer Institute Breast Health Program.
There you go.
Is what it's for.
Yeah. So it's gone from it's all over the country, it's all over the world, it's for multiple foundations, and it's now down to one thing and only the city of Louisville. I love countless misinformation that you gave within the last 2 minutes.
Turns out I knew absolutely nothing about these snails.
You are just the encyclopedia that I needed. I didn't know that I need. So thank you very much for all that. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and announce to everyone that, and it'll be all the wrong information. So when I want to get to the facts, just call you. Anyway, but it's Friday. I'm looking forward to the weekend. And, yes, I am looking forward to Derby week, even though it creates a lot of crowd, and I got to be around it. But it'll be fine. I've already got it all starts for me as soon as this show's over. I mean, I'm go, go, go. And it just doesn't stop. So I'm already tired, but it'll be a fun week. And, you and I, you'll do your show as long as well as Just the Cats next week at the backside. So we encourage you, if you have one of the accesses to get back to the backside at Churchill Downs, please come say hello to us.
Oh, you can get back there next week. Anybody can get back there next week, right?
See, there's another misinformation, so I appreciate
That's not true?
It is not true.
You have to have a pass to get back there?
You have to know an owner, a trainer, or somebody back there to get in. You cannot walk back there.
Well, then where are all these like school kids coming from?
Somebody's allowed them to come back there. You cannot, you do not. So please, if you think you can get to the backside of Churchill Downs, don't do it.
You can. Hit me up.
No,
I'll tell
stop. You cannot do that. Now, you can go to the front side. So where the clubhouse and the grandstands are, you can go there and watch because they have Dawn at the Downs, which is a lot of fun, but you can't go to the backside, okay? So stop saying that. That's not allowed. But, yeah.
There's no way all the people that are back there know an owner or a trainer or something to get them back there.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Okay. Well,
don't buy that.
Stop saying that. You're going to have a lot of people there, and they're going to give you a hard time. So, anyway.
They don't know who I am.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you think they know who I am? So, no. Anyway. But, yeah, we'll have a good time. So, I look forward to I probably just the horse racing itself. I mean, I'm going to go out to Churchill Downs tomorrow and Sunday. They haven't done Sunday racing of Derby Week in a long time. I'm looking forward to that. And you know, it's nice when they open Keeneland up, but I love it more because when they open Churchill, just because it's in our town.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know Keeneland is in a beautiful spot. Churchill Downs is not. I get it. But think about it. 152 years ago, do you think Louisville was developed as much as it is today? No.
No.
That was probably country back then. Don't you think?
Probably.
I would think so. I don't know.
Have you ever seen the first renditions of Churchill Downs?
Yeah.
Like when it first became a thing?
I have a picture of it.
God, it looks weird.
Yeah. It
looks
does.
so weird.
I know. It does. It's just the twin spires, and that's basically it. So, and you realize when I was a kid, the paddock was in a shed. It was a large shed, but it was under roof, and you had to walk around it. So it was under, so that when it rained, horses wouldn't get wet or anything like that. And of course, nowadays it's completely outdoors, except where they saddled them.
The paddock is awesome.
You like what they've done to the
I
paddock?
think they did an incredible job with
So
it.
do you think all the renovations that Churchill Downs has done, you like? Because my parents did not like it at first because they thought it took away from the traditionalist side of Churchill Downs with the twin spires.
Sure.
So everything on each side kind of took away the twin spires.
No, I mean, the twin spires are always going to be iconic. Like, they're always going to stand taller than anything else. So I don't have any issue with them wanting to build around. Look, you got to make things better as time goes along, right? And I think a lot of the changes they've made, look, I'm not crazy about all of them, but I've eventually come around to all of them. Like that first turn, I wasn't crazy about them doing that, but now anytime I'm there, I think it looks really, really good. It adds a ton of seating. And the paddock, like I said, I think the paddock is just tremendous.
Yeah, because I've always felt like the greatest looking paddock was Gulfstream, and Churchill Downs is now very similar to Gulfstream.
But I just like how inclusive's maybe not the right word, but how neat they made it for fans to just walk up to that railing, look down, you can watch all the horses there. It's really cool. It gives you seat. It gives you something that you only see on TV that you can now see in real life, which is awesome.
It's the surprising part. It's a really good seat. I've gone over there just to see what the view is like. Churchill Downs took me over there just kind of because I was trying to get some tickets for a large group, and they said, "Michael, come look at this. I promise it's not as bad a seat as you think." I walked over there, and I'm like, "This is a really nice seat." If you're up high over there, you can see completely around the track. Unobstructed view of the entire track. That's what I liked. And now the only part I don't like is that they can't get from over there over to the clubhouse area. That would be my biggest criticism of Churchill Downs. You're not freely allowed to walk anywhere you want. You go to Del Mar, you go to Gulfstream, you go to Santa Anita, all these other places, Saratoga. You're allowed to walk, even on big race days, walk anywhere you want. Churchill Downs, you got to have a pass. It's a little frustrating.
They're very strict.
Yeah, and I don't like that strictness. Let people walk where they want to. Now, I get it. You want a couple of places where they can't walk, but I don't know. It just frustrates me a little bit, but I like it. So, anyway, all right. I think the big news from yesterday is the whole Mitch Barnhart. That has been not just the biggest story in the state of Kentucky, not regionally, But it's been a national story that's been on ESPN. New York Times has written a story about it. I mean, everything. And they came out yesterday with their, Eli Capilouto, the president of the university, with his comments, and Mitch Barnhart. I'm not going to bore you with what they said. I think we, as far as all of the fan base, can take a gigantic sigh of relief that this didn't happen. It wasn't, Justin, I don't think it was mean-spirited. I just think it was a point where a few of us knuckleheads, which always still makes me laugh. I'd love to get a T-shirt made. I am a part of the Knucklehead Nation. That's what I'd like to see, okay?
Charles Barkley would love it.
You think, oh, that's right. He does. My dad always said knucklehead. Charles Barkley loves to say knucklehead.
Yep.
And he also loves to say, you know why women don't wear watches? You know that joke, don't you?
I don't.
Because there's a clock on the stove. I mean, it's just, it's a joke. It's funny. But even my wife thinks that joke is funny. But I would like to I'm a part of the Knucklehead Nation. I think that would be fun. And, but it's just the fact that if you ask me, I think Mitch Barnhart is the one that made this worse. The fact that you could not ask any questions about it. The fact that he was making all the comments, the knucklehead comment, and I think he made it worse for himself. If he hadn't have said anything, or if he had just simply said, here, let me explain what this job is.
Yeah.
Taken 15 minutes to answer any question that anybody had, he would still have that position and that money, all those tickets, benefits, but the fact of how he responded just made it 1,000 times worse.
I mean, they're really, at the end of the day, that's all anybody wanted to know is what does this position entail?
I think that's a logical question.
The fact that they were being so secretive about it and not giving you any information, I feel like that's what made people uncomfortable and want to rise up against this. I mean, the freaking governor came out and said something, for crying out loud.
Yeah, but that was political.
Yeah, but I mean, still, he made the point that it's a position that nobody knows anything about, and that's why this was such a problem.
Yeah, well, with Andy coming out with it, it wasn't as sincere as I thought and hoped that it was. I mean, that came out and it was all political. So I don't want to get back in that because that's talking about politics. But
no, I don't want to get into it either. That was just me bringing it up.
I know.
That's how bad it was. The governor, I don't care what the reasoning for it or not was.
I do.
But the fact that he brought it up and voiced the same opinion that a lot of people have already voiced.
But again, he brought it up for a completely different reason.
I get that, Michael.
Yeah. So that's, but I look at this and think, man, he could have gotten away with it, and he didn't. And the fact that they took the money, they took the club, they took the insurance, and the 10 tickets for life.
Now, he's not getting any of that.
He's getting zero of it. Now, it was brought up, though, that Eli Capilouto was going to raise the money personally for Mitch Barnhart. I don't know if a lot of people caught that or not. So they're still going to try and raise the money. It'll be interesting to see if they raise the money also for tickets and everything else, and the clubhouse and all that kind of stuff. Listen, I hope not, because I don't think anybody deserves it. People kind of brushed over the whole ticket thing, I think. They don't realize how much 10 tickets for life for football and basketball are worth financially. That's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. It's not the $5 million that he was going to get, but it's still, that's a lot of money for life. You look at that, and you think of the life expectancy between he and his wife. You're thinking 20, 25, maybe 30 years.
Well, it's not like they're going to be in the balcony either. You know they're going to be floor seats.
Exactly. So how much do those cost? You multiply by that 10 times each year for both. That's a lot of money, Justin. Mm-hmm. So I credit Brian Setzer and the guy that really brought it to fruition. And hopefully they change it back to where the Board of Trustees do have to approve. It can't be just the president of the university. Now, what do you think happens to Eli Capilouto? That's what I want to talk about next. So let's go ahead and take our first break, 502-384-1450, 502-414-1450, or you can tweet me at Just the Cat Radio. We'll get to your text as soon as we get back as well. And looks like somebody got a contract just down the street from us. It's why did that take so long for U of L? So we'll talk about that too. And who is the likely candidate of the University of Kentucky for the athletic directorship? We'll talk about that too, because another brand new name has been introduced. So we got a lot to talk about today. Yes, you can join us. We'll see you in a minute. This is Just the Cats. my studio and there's dead air. I mean, that just makes me smile every time it happens. And it seems like it's happening more and more.
I even started a freaking timer. Gosh dang it.
It's okay. I listen. You and I are here to have fun, okay? If other people want to join us, I'm happy that they're a part of it. But it doesn't bother me that kind of stuff happens.
I mean, if we're here to have fun, then I need to avoid the running, because running's not fun.
And just walk back over there. It does not bother me that, the technical issue we had a couple of weeks ago. I'm not there. There is not anything you are going to do on this show that's going to make me angry. There just isn't.
I understand that, but dead air makes me angry.
Okay, well,
because that's my job to avoid.
I know, but
even if it is only a few seconds, that's still my job to avoid that.
It's okay. It doesn't. Are we on YouTube today, by the way?
We are.
Okay, if you want to go search at YouTube, Big X Sports Radio Louisville, you can see us on the radio. So on the YouTuber. I just hope one day I can call them up to come here and film for us as well. So maybe they can film for us at Churchill Downs. Who do you call at YouTube to do that kind of stuff?
I don't know, but we ain't doing that.
Okay, good. I'm just a joke.
You think Netflix will be there?
I missed that. What was that, 2 years ago that they did that?
Was that 2 years ago?
I believe it was. I'm almost positive it was 2 years ago. And they didn't do another season of it. I thought it was a fantastic show.
I thought that's something that they should do every year.
I did too.
So we're going to have to keep our eyes out. If you see any
I don't think so.
Netflix cameras around. I want to get on Netflix. My car was on it. I want to get on it.
Really? Okay. Well, if you hang out with me a little bit this week, you'll get on a lot of cameras because I'll be with my friends that own So Happy. Because I'm telling you, it's the feel-good story of the Derby. Mike Smith, I talked to him this morning, the famous jockey.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try and come on with us. I'm going to try and get Mark Glatt, but we'll see if he does. And you'll see what kind. I want your opinion on his personality. I love Mark Glatt, but he doesn't have a personality for radio, okay?
Okay.
He's the complete opposite of me. Yeah, I'm a nut job. He's sensible. He just doesn't have much to say. Yeah, well, what do you do? When you're trying to have a conversation with somebody and they don't want to talk, what do? You just stop talking?
I mean, you just keep hoping and praying that something you ask them is going to lead to a good long. It's kind of like interviewing a high school kid, right? If they had some great accomplishment in sports and you're like, all right, let's get them on. Yeah. And then they just give you, yes, sir, no, sir. Yeah. It's like, but buddy, you got to give me a little bit more than that.
Okay.
You just got to keep pressing.
Yeah, and I think you're right. But sometimes they might press back and say, no, I'm not going to give you anything. Mm-hmm. You get that personality. One person texted in, hey, Grok, put up a mustache on Michael and put him in a Bob and Tom shirt. No.
There's no picture there.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Dang it.
Yeah, thank you, Mr.
I was hoping to see that.
Let's see. John here. Hey, Michael. I think you are a cruel dude all the way around no matter what people say about you. Hey, I hope they find a good GM and athletic director for our Cats. Should the university replace that Eli Capilouto as well? Hey, Michael, have a great weekend, my friend, and you as well, Justin. But please be nicer to Michael.
That's no fun, John.
No, I listen, I'm right there with you, Justin. I don't want you to be nice. My last producer, I had lunch with him a little earlier this week. I told you I was going to do that. I didn't tell the listeners, but he just knock. I mean, he just cut me the entire lunch, and I just laughed. When you do the same thing to me, I just laugh. I enjoy it. I think it's enduring. When people joke with me and make fun of me, I think for the most part, they do it because they like me. Now, when it's mean-spirited, I don't care for that. But, I think y'all just do it because you want to laugh.
Yeah.
At my expense.
For sure. Especially when you look like Bob Cavoia.
I do not look like that guy, whoever he is. All right, Eli Capilouto. I think that's a great question. I think all that has gone through, all that has transpired with the university and Mitch Barnhart, I really believe that Eli Capilouto should be the next to step down. I think that if he's not going to be forced to just say, hey, thank you very much, I'm retiring, I think that the Board of Trustees should really strongly look that if he doesn't, then we need to maybe take this in our own hands.
Isn't he like 80?
He's up there in age. Yeah. I don't think he's 80, but I think he's pretty close. So you think that's pretty harsh for me to say that? Because it's been really bad publicity that the university has gotten this week.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. And honestly, if you think about all the things that Mitch Barnhart's had to endure with scandals and all that, and Eli Capilouto the whole time has been the guy above him that has just kind of let it all slide by. Yeah, I mean, I do think there should be grounds for releasing him as well.
Yeah, I don't think they'll fire him, but I think they should just say, "Hey, listen,
well, yeah, I mean,
this is a nice way to tell him it's time. Your time is over." Because here's the other problem:
you give him a chance to step down.
Exactly. Sure. You give him that opportunity to do it on his own, but you give him a timeline. I say, you know what? It's time to move on. Because here's the other issue: I really don't want Eli Capilouto to pick the next athletic director. Don't you think the next president coming in here, which should be pretty soon, and I think that was the plan the entire time, that Mitch would bow out this year, and then maybe Eli Capilouto would bow out 6 months to a year down the road. I think it needs to happen sooner than later now, but the next president should be picking the athletic director. It should not be Eli Capilouto. He should not be picking that person.
I agree.
Okay, good. John here again. Yep, you're right, Michael. He brought it up up not for the right reasons. If that would have been a buddy of Andy Bashir or someone that seen things the way he did, then he would have not said a thing. His generosity of supposedly doing the right thing is camouflaged by his own personal agenda and thoughts. Andy, I couldn't agree more with you right there. That's what kind of put a damper with Andy Bashir getting involved in this, because once he mentioned the dean of the law school, you knew what was happening, and this was really pointed towards the Crafts and the gentleman that has been selected for the dean. Because yes, if this was on the same side of Andy's party, nothing ever would have been said, and that's where the insincerity's there, and I didn't like it. One person said, the old paddock was too small and dangerous, not to mention hot. I remember standing behind Ferdinand as Charlie tightened the girth on him, got the money, 1986. Wow. That's 48 Handley right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. One of these days, I'd like to meet a lot of, probably all of our listeners.
You and I met up with 48 Handley once.
Oh, you did?
And I told him that you and him could just talk for hours and hours and hours about all this stuff.
Yeah, see, I love history like that.
He is probably, I've met a lot of passionate horse racing people in my life.
Yes.
He might be at the very top of the list.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, his name on the text line is 48 Handley, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Listen, that's the way it is with me and Oscar Combs. When Oscar calls me, I bet I get 5 words in, and I'll be on the phone with him for a half an hour to 45 minutes, and he's just going after history. It's a history lesson, and I love every second of it. One person said it's similar to today's crosstalk. Scoots wanted to talk. You yelled at him.
Yeah. Get him.
He was knocking me down. I mean, come on, man. Zach texted out. He said, just because you're a nut doesn't necessarily mean you mean for radio, but it certainly helps.
Just because you're a nut doesn't necessarily mean you're mean for radio, but it certainly helps. I'll get it.
Yeah. That's your brother, isn't it?
It is. Being nutty makes you better at radio. Is what he's saying?
I guess. I don't know. Just because you're a nut doesn't necessarily mean you're mean for radio, but it certainly helps.
I don't get it. Bad English, Zach. Get it together.
Well, I think he's saying just doesn't mean that you're mean.
It's that Floyd Central education for you.
Is it really? Okay, well, that says a lot right there. So,
by the way, speaking of Floyd Central, I saw a video this weekend, or earlier this week, from Floyd Central High School in Kentucky. Have you ever seen their baseball field?
Oh, with the rocks in the back?
That is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
I've only seen pictures of it, and I've always wanted to go see it there live.
So cool.
Yeah.
I want to play on that field so bad.
Yeah, there's a guy on TikTok that breaks into or sneaks into baseball stadiums.
And tries to hit a homer.
and tries to hit home run.
That's the video I saw then.
Okay,
Yeah.
He went there. He goes, yeah, I'm doing a little bit something that I don't normally do, but this is one of the coolest places I've ever been, and it was Floyd Central. It's like, that's pretty. I think there's one, if one of our Eastern Kentucky listeners could help me out here. I think there's one in Eastern Kentucky very similar to Floyd Central, where it has that backdrop of a large cliff, and it's absolutely amazing. We need to be invited by the head coach at Floyd Central to come over there. Maybe do a radio show.
Oh, I'd go.
I would too. Do you know the Floyd Central baseball coach?
No.
Yeah. If anybody knows the Floyd Central baseball coach, get a hold of him. Tell him Michael Bennett would like to do a radio show over there at his baseball field. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I know Henry Clay's freshman coach listens to this show from time to time.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Henry Clay in Lexington?
Pretty sure that's
the baseball coach does.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Tim?
Tim does.
Pretty sure.
How do you know?
Oh, wait, I don't have Twitter, so I can't go look it up.
Well, how do you know that he does?
Because we've messaged back and forth before.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I talked to a lot of our listeners, Michael.
Oh, okay. And then, that's nice of you. This is the very reason why one of these days we've got to figure a spot to do a live remote. Because I think we'd have a lot of people show up. And I would like to, and I mean this sincerely, I would like to meet a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, there are a lot of them that don't live here locally. They live all over the state and some other places, like the guy in Greece. He doesn't live here. I mean, that'd be a tough trip for him to come here. And
I don't know why he'd even want to make that trip.
Well, because he'd want to meet Michael Bennett and Justin Kalen. That's why.
It's not as cool as Greece.
Well, that part is true. But except when the bombings are happening over there, that's not a really cool place. Yeah, it's pretty an explosive area, but yeah, it's not.
I don't think Greece deals with bombings.
Remember, he said he was getting some bombs there from.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, from Iran. Oh yeah, that was crazy talk right there. But all right, now let's talk about AD, because that has not been mentioned a bit at all, and I think a lot of it was purely was because of the damper with Mitch Barnhart, and maybe nobody was interested. But there has been another name. Everybody's been talking about Dwayne Peavy. I think Dwayne now he's turned it down because he's signed an extension with DePaul. A lot of people have been talking about Mark Hill, who's the number 2 guy under Mitch Barnhart. And then another name just came up. His name is Jeremiah Dickey, and he's the athletic director at Boise State. So he's got the blue field out there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, originally from El Paso, Texas. He started his career out at UTEP. And as a marketing promotions guy, in 2003, went there to Akron for something very similar. And then from there, he went to Houston. And then from there, he went to Boise State. And he's been there since 2021. And this past year, he was the National Athletic Director of the Year for 2025. Right. Does he sound like a good candidate for UK? I mean, I know that's not much information for you, but coming from a school like Boise State, does that seem like he has the experience to come to UK and run a program like that?
I mean, I don't see why not. Like, obviously, I have not been following this guy. I don't know what he's done throughout his career, but you said something at the end there that makes me think, well, yeah, bring him on in. Athletic Director of the Year? Seriously? Okay, that's enough for me.
Really? Okay, yeah. That is. Okay, yeah, because
because that means he did some really, really great things.
Yes. I'd like to know what the qualifications of being becoming the athletic director of the year would equate to. I don't know, but I think that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Boise State, when you think of Boise State, what's the first thing you think of?
Bluefield.
See, that's exactly what I think of. So they've had some reasonably good success. Now, he was an athletic director, first time it's ever happened at Boise State, where he fired the head football coach in the middle of the season, hired another one, and they got to the playoffs. That's pretty amazing. Yes.
I didn't even realize that.
That's pretty amazing right there, and pretty ballsy right there, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that takes a lot of guts right there to do something like that. Turn around, and they do that well. So I am the same way. I mean, the April Fool's joke that UK pulled and said we're going to put a blue field down at Commonwealth Stadium.
He's experienced.
Boise State. Oh yeah, Boise State came back. You should have conferred with us before you didn't get any approval from doing a blue field. And then UK said, well, it is bluegrass.
Like Boise's the only school that can have blue. Get out of here.
I would love it if they did it 1 year. I know it'd be expensive, but that would be pretty cool to just do it 1 year. Yeah.
I'd like it.
Yeah. I mean, we've copied Tennessee with the checkerboard. What would be wrong with copying Boise
Make the whole
State?
field checkerboard.
No, please no. No. I know there's one group of people on a different show that have really made fun of the checkerboard stuff. And maybe with the departure of Mitch Barnhart, we'll get away from the checkerboard stuff. I never really opposed it. I mean, I like it. I kind of liked it just because it was a celebration to the famous horse Secretariat. People forget that. It wasn't for Tennessee.
Yeah, but when you think of checkerboard, I don't think of horse racing. I think of auto racing.
Well, see, that's very true. Well, see, I think of Tennessee because it was on the football stuff, and then, and Tennessee is famous for the checkerboard down there in Knoxville. That's what I always thought of. But anyway. All right, we got to take a break. 502-384-1450. You want to text in 502-414-1450. I just said it backwards. Call in 384-1450. Text in 414-1450. Don't give me a mean look. I was just trying to make it correct, okay?
That is far from a mean look, my friend.
I know. But or you can watch us on YouTube right there at Big X Sports Radio Louisville. Stay right there. We got a lot more Just the Cats coming up. Black Keys, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah. Don't. Not yet. Oh, see, you've already turned it down. Oh, you're killing me.
for YouTube.
I don't care. Oh, why is that?
Because if I don't turn it down almost immediately, then they'll take our video down for copyright.
Oh, they will?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Thanks a lot, YouTube.
So I have to wait.
It's more like MeTube, if that's the case.
So I have to wait until you start talking to even unmute the YouTube.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, then.
A lot of times listeners aren't even hearing the intros and outros.
Oh, they're not? Well, that stinks.
It does.
Okay.
But that's
so kind of like me then.
It's the way YouTube works.
That's when I'm gone.
Yeah, that's
and not
true.
in studio. I don't hear it.
Very
It
much
drives me nuts. Here I am bobbing my head back and forth, and probably somebody's stinky guy's got Tourette's or he's got Parkinson's. I don't know which is worse.
Or both.
I could have it. One person said he was kidding around. It's what friends do. And I was kidding right back with them. I was just joking back with you. You knew that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's okay.
I don't take offense to nothing.
I would agree with that. Your brother said mint, MEANT, talk to text. Just because you're a nut doesn't necessarily mean you're meant for radio.
That's true.
But it certainly helps.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it
makes more
sense.
sense.
Yeah, thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. 48 Handler said there's a national sports talk show host who holds meet and greets around the country for his militia. You could do something like that locally with your listeners.
Yeah.
And you know where we would do it?
Wholesale.
Exactly. We should do that on Fridays. Everybody's in a great mood. Come down to Wholesale and let's just have some beer.
Beer on Michael.
No, we're not going that far now. Wait a minute. Wait. Come on now. You know what? First 10 people that show up, I'll give them a free beer.
Hey-o.
How you like that?
Am I included in that 10?
Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Not. But yeah, sure, I'd buy you a beer. Are you kidding me? Of course I'd buy you a beer. But that would be fun. I think that's a great idea. All right, let's talk about this for a little bit because I think it's important. They're saying that the NCAA is really going ahead with this whole 5-year eligibility rule, which potentially can start as soon as next month. So do you like this? Because there's a lot of people that are really criticizing it. And here's the issue. Passing this 5-year of eligibility rule, are you going to grandfather in the last year's players? Because here's the problem. If you don't, then you're going to have all kinds of lawsuits. And doing it right after the portal closes, that would be a bad look. I mean, it's just some of the most short-sighted things that the NCAA continues to do. I don't understand why. I really don't. And the other person that really doesn't like it, that came out immediately and spoke against this, Rick Pitino. He said it would be pure chaos. Most teams have used up 80% of their NIL. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have my seniors back, but our NIL is just about finished.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a great criticism right there. I mean, I'm almost done spending my money, and you're telling me I could have kept some of my seniors from last year? That would have been nice to know a few weeks back.
Right.
That's why the lawsuits could be a huge issue.
And here's the deal. It doesn't matter where the lawsuits are coming from. They're going to come from somewhere. Whether it's from somebody who got screwed out of a 5th year or whether they pass this rule, you're going to have guys that won a 6th year that are going to sue them for a 6th. Like the NCAA is always going to be in court because they never win those cases. So people know that they can kind of bully the NCAA and get whatever they want out of them. There's going to be lawsuits along the way, no matter what you do.
Yeah, because, I guarantee you Pavia, Diego would have been back at Vanderbilt. You talk about a lawsuit there because he wanted to stay. He was trying to get the courts to agree that he could stay another year because he's going to make more money staying at Vanderbilt.
As opposed to going undrafted? Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. Nobody picked him up last night, I said.
Heck no.
Yeah. What were your thoughts of the NFL draft last night on ESPN?
It was awesome. It was awesome. I don't think I would have enjoyed it nearly as much if it wasn't in Pittsburgh, but being in a place where I've spent a good chunk of time, I just thought that was so cool.
Yeah. I agree. Did you think the coverage of he and his family was nice touch?
It was. Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're partial on this, and I get it. But me being completely impartial, it was fun to watch.
How about the crowd? So they had his close family and friends inside.
Yes.
And then they panned to the outside of his house. There were so many people there. It was crazy.
I'd like to know what Florida State, and Miami think of all this.
Mm-hmm.
The universities.
Yeah.
Because they didn't try to get him to come to their school.
Let the kid get out of the state and go to Cal.
Yeah.
And then to Indiana.
That's crazy
of all
to me.
places.
Exactly. Indiana of all. Who would have thunk? I mean, that's just crazy. Right there in your backyard is a great player. That's kind of like I go back to Randall Cobb and Phil Fulmer, the former coach at Tennessee, let Randall Cobb go to Kentucky. If I was a Tennessee fan, I would have lost it. Mm-hmm. Just like with Mendoza. It's like, what were you thinking by not recruiting this young man to come here? We could have been the national champ.
Imagine if Miami had him instead of Carson Beck.
It would have been a completely different game.
Sure.
I'm just going to tell you right now, it would have been a completely different game.
No doubt.
I think IU would have dominated that game. No offense to your Indiana Hoosiers, but
Miami, you mean?
No offense to your Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah, you said my Indiana would have dominated that game.
Oh, I did.
Miami
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
If you just switch quarterbacks, it goes completely different direction.
My buddy here said, calling someone a douche and changing your tone of voice when doing so, and then saying you're done talking isn't kidding around. Well, wait
Michael.
a minute. You're the one that called yourself that first.
That's true.
Yeah, so I didn't start it. You started it.
Call it as you see it. I've always been taught.
I just follow. I get what you're saying, but he and I are kidding, okay? So I consider Justin a really good friend.
Even though you didn't remember my name the first time we met. That's cool.
I don't remember meeting you. You're right. I don't. Sue me. I am so sorry.
Okay, NCAA, I will.
Well played, my friend. Yeah, it's funny. There's a lot of people I don't remember meeting. I just don't. Like, I met somebody today that didn't, and it wasn't for the first time. I remembered meeting them, but they didn't remember meeting me. And it's okay. They meet so many people that they're bound to forget. Mm-hmm. So forgive me for not remembering you. I am so sorry. I know your name now.
It's fine. I'm not that memorable.
Yeah. Well, there was a long time, my last co-host, producer, I'd call him by the wrong name. Months went by and I'd still call him the wrong name. How do you like that? I don't think you'd like that one, but
I'd be fine with it.
Would you really? No, you wouldn't.
I've been called a lot of things in my life.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to call you a lot of things, but all right. When we come back, we got hour 2 coming up. We got to talk about what's happening at U of L. They finally came to an agreement and got it done. There's a little baseball news. What is going on with the Phillies? And I loved this commercial. They are back as far as I'm concerned. We're going to talk about this network when we get back, I think. And, of course, there's some baseball news. So, anyway, stay right there. What house is for sale for way too much money? You'll know that, too. Stay right there. Hour 2 at Just the Cats coming right up.
Welcome to Just the Cats with Michael Bennett.
Doing this whole YouTube thing, if you want to go check it out, you can look it up on YouTube at Big X Sports Radio Louisville. Are people just listening, or are they really watching the video?
Probably a combination of both.
You think so? So they want to see what we look like? Because I'm always curious what radio personalities look like.
I mean, I kind of understand it because so back in the day, I used to be really big into the Dan Patrick Show.
Yeah.
I loved watching it.
Did you really?
Because you got to see their facial expressions.
Yeah.
You got to see, like, certain ways they act or mannerisms they had.
Right.
I like watching it.
You do? Okay.
But I'm also partial to just listening on the radio as well.
Yeah.
So I can do it either way. But so I imagine it's probably a nice
Yeah, because I mostly listen from my phone now. I don't really turn on my radio as much as I used to. And if I want to listen to a radio show or a Big X, I'm putting in bigxsportsradio.com and listening that way. Because to me, it's very simple to do. I know a lot of people have trouble, for some reason, listening to our show through the internet. I've never understood why. To me, it's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
But if you need me to explain it to you, I'll be glad to explain it to you. But
how do you listen?
I just told you. I get on my phone, go to the internet, the Google button, push that, put in bigxsportsradio.com.
So you go to the Big X website.
I do.
Gotcha.
Opposed to an app.
I go through the JIE app.
I don't. I think that's troublesome.
Why?
I don't know. I just think it's a little.
It's the easiest way to listen.
It is. Well, I think my way is easier, and that's the way I do it, and that's the way I'm going to continue.
You're just
to do
stubborn, Michael. Stubborn.
Part of me probably is stubborn because I do it a certain way, and I do it that way. Like for instance, I eat pretty much the same thing every day for breakfast.
Do you
I
really?
have the same routine every single day. Yeah, I do. I get up usually around 5:45. Get dressed. And then I go into the kitchen, eat one of these power bars, and drink a large glass of water, and I'm done. I do my little more work, just make sure I'm prepared for today, and then off I come. I leave every day at the same time my house at 7:25. I get here, and boom, I'm ready. My routine is pretty much the same every single day.
The only day that my routine is the same is Fridays. And I was telling you this off air, but every Friday I've gotten to a habit where I'll stop at the gas station prior to my show and I'll get a donut and a pint of white milk.
Yeah.
That's my treat on Fridays. But I always wait until your show's over. So
why do you want to wait until my show's over to eat that?
It's just principle. I've got to eat my donut at 10 o'clock. That's just what I do. But that makes it really hard for me being in studio because then for 3.5 hours, this donut is just staring at me, and I'm staring at the donut and knowing that I can't touch it until 10 o'clock. So Fridays have become, honestly, pretty difficult for me.
That sounds like torture to me.
It is torture.
Okay.
It's kind of a way to torture myself. I'm not trying to do that, but that's what it's become.
See, texter, I'm not the one being mean to Justin. Justin's being mean to himself. You called yourself those names. I just repeated them. And then you're being mean because you won't feed yourself a donut.
I am mean to myself. You're
Evidently.
right.
Well, I'm hard on myself. I will say, I fuss at myself all the time. It's funny. I'll be driving in the car, and my wife will say, "Why are you shaking your head?" I said, "I'm fussing at myself." And I am. She's like, "What are you fussing about?" It's like, I don't want to talk about it. It's just between me and me. I do that a lot. I got to stop. That's not healthy. Jeff Brom finalizes his contract with an 8-year, $64 million extension. What do you think about this contract? And why did it take so long to finalize this?
That I don't know. I would have imagined.
Because it doesn't seem like something that's, wow, that's a great. It seems like a good contract. It does not really overwhelm me with, oh my gosh, Jeff Brom's got it going on. I looked at this and thought, really? That's what took so long?
That's the one thing I didn't really understand either. If it had taken as long as it has to get this deal together, I would have thought, I don't know, maybe $9-10 million a year, but you give him 64 for 8 years to an alumni, a guy that's had success at this dude had success at Purdue, for crying out loud.
Yeah, but he hasn't had the success he had at Purdue. Is that fair to say? And to me, it's an easier conference, the ACC.
That's true.
Of the Power Four, it is the least power.
But has he always gotten everything he needs to succeed at Louisville?
I can't answer that question.
I think you can make the argument that maybe he hasn't. And maybe it does feel like it's trending in that direction. I don't know if you saw the news where they're getting back with Papa John, and they're going to repair that relationship for NIL purposes. So maybe that's something that pushes Louisville over the edge and gets them at the top echelon of the ACC and potentially winning that.
What are your thoughts on that? Because I thought that was some other big news I wanted to talk about today.
Weird.
So there was a letter that went out from the University of Louisville yesterday stating that, big news, we have it's like a divorce proceeding now. They're reconciling.
Yeah.
Okay, the marriage is back on.
We've been apart for 3 years.
Yes.
We realized how much we miss each other.
Yes.
You can't find love anywhere else.
I didn't understand the big announcement about this. I thought it was kind of weird that we're going to announce that we're reconciling with a former booster.
Do we take L&N off the stadium and throw Papa John's back up?
But he's not a part of Papa John's anymore.
He's not?
No. He was fired from Papa
Isn't
John's.
he kind of always part of Papa John's, though? I mean, that's
only by name.
That's Papa John, for crying out loud.
He is not associated with the corporation whatsoever because of the whole racial thing. Listen, I'm convinced he was set up, and I don't know John Schnatter. I don't know him. If he walked past me, I might recognize him. He would know
recognize
me.
him.
He would not know who I am.
You would recognize him because he'd be sweating and smell like pizza.
Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. That might be appealing.
Remember,
I love the smell of pizza.
Didn't he eat 30 pizzas in like 30 days or 40 pizzas in 40 days?
Are you serious?
Didn't he? Wasn't that a thing he did?
I don't know anything about that. Only thing I remember is that he went back to find his childhood car, and they found it, and he paid a lot of money to the guy that had his car. I think it was like a Trans Am or a Firebird or something like that. And I thought, that's pretty cool to go find. Wouldn't you like to go try and find your very first car?
I would love nothing more.
I would.
I would love nothing.
Yeah.
My first car was freaking awesome.
So was mine. I wish I could find it. What was your first car?
It was a 79 Impala.
Oh, my gosh, that thing flew.
Had bucket seats in the front and the back. It was awesome. It got like 12 miles of the gallon, so I don't miss that part.
That was a baby-making machine right there, my friend.
Absolutely was.
Good for you. So the girls just really flocked to you, I'm sure.
There were some fun times had in that car.
Okay, that's all we need to say. But I thought that was a cool event when they did that. I would like to do the same thing. I doubt if I ever will, but, I mean, I know, you never know. So I don't know any other stints that they did with him, but I looked at this and was like, why is this big news? He is a billionaire, right? But he's not the only one in Louisville. I don't know how many billionaires there are in Louisville or Kentucky. There's a few, but I just didn't understand. Is this something Schnatter wanted to have announced, or is this something U of L wanted to announce?
My question is, where's he getting all of his money now? If he's no longer with Papa John's, where's that money coming from?
Well, it's coming from all the money he saved and from making it working for the pizza place.
And now he's just going to give it all away?
He probably has enough to get away. He needs a tax write-off every year.
That's true.
But I looked at that and I thought, that's kind of a weird situation. All right, the one thing I did like the past week, ESPN has really been promoting that they were doing the NFL draft. I loved the commercial they did for the NFL draft. They had all the people, a few of the personalities come into this one boardroom, and Roger Goodell comes in and acts like he's making the first pick, and then Mike Greenberg sits there at the table and boos him when he walks in. I thought that was funny. And Roger Goodell goes, my first pick is ESPN.
Okay.
Have you not seen that?
Yes, to host Super Bowl.
Correct.
Whatever. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it was okay.
Really?
It didn't do that much for me.
I thought it was funny. It did a lot for me. Because there are a lot of people out there, this is not funny. So I thought it had mixed reviews. But me personally, I thought ESPN is back. Because, you remember all those iconic ads that they used to do, like Bono's. Well, that wasn't one of theirs. I think, though, the one funny one was the outdoors guy that was from Australia. and the mascot from University of Florida, the Gator, comes off the elevator, and that guy wrestles him to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was funny. I don't remember that guy's name. Do you?
Mm-mm.
He passed away, unfortunately. But from a fish, I think he got poisoned from a fish bite or something like that. Yeah.
Was it? Wait, you're talking. Oh my gosh, what is his name? The Crocodile Hunter.
Yes, Crocodile Hunter is who I'm talking about. Steve Irwin.
He got killed from a stingray.
Was it a stingray?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a fish.
Yep.
Yeah. So I thought that was a great one. I'm trying to think of some of the other iconic commercials that they did.
ESPN?
ESPN.
Oh, I mean, we could do the rest of the show.
I thought Eli Manning or the Manning family getting a tour of ESPN and Eli and Peyton in the background kicking each other, one giving me a wet willy.
My personal favorite one's probably the Albert Pujols one when they're like, he's a machine. And he's like, I'm not a machine. I'm just Albert. That was always a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, they've had some great ones over the years.
Yeah. I enjoyed that. So,
by the way, speaking of the draft, so I reached out to Nick Roush during that last break because I was curious, is there anybody from this past Kentucky team that is potentially going to get drafted? So he said, watch out for Jalen Farmer. Maybe tonight he will get drafted in round 2 or 3. And then Jagger Burton, Kendrick Law, and Seth McGowan.
Oh, that's right. Yes, this few of the linemen.
They will probably all get drafted tomorrow. And he said maybe David Gusta and Josh Braun will get drafted as well.
Yeah. It's not like last year where we had some really big names being called in the first round.
I didn't even, you and I were talking about it during break, and I couldn't even think of anybody.
I couldn't either, and I should have remembered at least Jagger Burton.
Jagger Burton, for sure.
Yeah, because,
Well, Seth McGowan was awesome. He should get drafted.
Oh, definitely. Between the two of them, they'll definitely get drafted next couple of days.
I don't remember Jalen Farmer.
I don't even know who that is. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about UK football and Coach Craig Skinner. They're going to play UNC, the University of North Carolina, next season as a part of the SEC ACC Challenge.
It's going to be a bad night to be a Tar Heel.
Really? Because they're going to win? You got that much confidence in Kentucky volleyball? Me too. Yeah, me too. So the game's going to be at historic Memorial Coliseum, televised on one of the ESPN networks. They don't know which yet, but I'm sure we'll know that a few weeks before they have the game. But September 9th is going to be it. And I didn't realize this. It's been a while since UK has played the Tar Heels in volleyball, but UK holds a winning record against them, 11-5. So that'll they released the schedule for volleyball yesterday. It is absolutely brutal.
Guarantee it.
Yeah, because you got that game up at Wrigley Field that they're playing. Another brutal game. I think, to me, that's going to be one of the more iconic volleyball days in history right there, playing at Wrigley Field.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if it rains? Do they delay the game to another day?
I think you just kind of cross your fingers and hope it doesn't.
How's the setup going to be? I mean, are they going to have seats outside the stand, so in the field? Because, they've had concerts there.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Petty's played there. I think the Rolling Stones, Jimmy Buffett's played there at Wrigley Field. I just think this is a great idea, and I hope they make this an annual situation.
Yeah. It is going to be a lot of fun.
I agree. It is to the point I want to go to this game. I want to travel to Chicago and see UK play volleyball in Wrigley Field.
You're on your own there. Chicago sucks.
I don't disagree with that. Chicago is not one of my favorite cities. But I would go. I think Wrigley Field is one of the more iconic baseball stadiums, venues.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's between that and Fenway Park.
Yep,
Why don't you like Chicago?
I've never been a big city guy. Louisville's about.
Louisville's about it's not necessarily Chicago. It's just because it's a big city.
Yeah, it's just too big. There's just way too many people, too much land mass. It's too big.
See, I know it's a big city, but it doesn't feel like that gigantic. Like, you go to New York, that's a big city. You go to Los Angeles, that's a big city. I don't feel like Chicago has that. I know it's a big city, but it doesn't have that really big city feel where you're just like, oh, my gosh, you got to get out of here.
Yeah. Now, I have other reasons why I don't care much for Chicago, but I'll keep those to myself.
Oh, really?
Now,
I'm really curious.
I'll tell you during the break. But you mentioned confidence in UK volleyball.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, Is that the program out of all the sports programs at UK that you are the most confident in? Volleyball?
Man, that's a great question. Probably between that and women's basketball.
Okay.
I think, and maybe Craig Skinner and the volleyball team, I have the most confidence. Yeah, probably so.
We don't have to mention rifle because we just know they're going to win.
Well, between rifle and stunt, because, they're always winning. Cheerleading are always winning something. But, yeah, rifle is by far. They win almost every year. I mean, they just that's an iconic program when it comes to anybody rifle. But, yeah, I would probably say volleyball.
Yeah.
Is definitely. And then Kenny Brooks, what he's got going on. I like what he's got going on. I'm excited about next season, the players he's keeping, the players he's bringing in.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome. So we'll have to figure a time to have both of them on sometime in the near future. Yeah, so I don't have to hear from Craig Skinner. It's been a while, Michael. About time you had me on, Michael. Where you been, Michael?
You'll run across him in a restaurant in Florida at some point.
Wasn't that
Don't
crazy?
worry.
I mean, that was crazy that I ran into him. I did not expect that. But all right. Sticking to a little bit of UK baseball is playing this weekend. They're headed to South Carolina for a 3-game series. You talk about you just asked me a question who I have confidence in. Man, I will say, baseball I've lost confidence in, and I'm really disappointed about that. So as far as them going down there, I hope they win one game. I've lost a lot of confidence in this team. Well, I'm disappointed about that.
If you're able to win 2, and I mentioned this on my show, if you're able to win 2, that gets you back to 500 in SEC play.
Yeah.
All you got to do is go 500 in conference, and you're firmly in the NCAA tournament and going to have a chance in the postseason.
Well, they got Tennessee in Lexington the following weekend. I'm just going by memory right now. They got to go head down to Gainesville to play Florida, and I think they finish up at Arkansas. So,
not easy.
It's going to be tough. What were you going to say?
I said not easy.
No, it's never easy. So somehow, some way, they've got to at least win one game on the away ones, and then you got to win some of these at home. You can't just – they haven't won a home series in the SEC, I think, at all this year. They've lost every series.
Have they really?
I think so at home. Maybe they won one, but I don't remember which one it was. It's not been a great season, which has just been an absolute disappointment. All right, we got to take another break. You want to call in 502-384-1450. Text line's a little slow today. 502-414-1450 if you want to text in on the Whiskey Thief text line, or you can tweet me at Just the Cat Radio. Stay right there. We got a lot more at Just the Cats. Join us. have to say, and I don't mean that.
You don't mean that?
No, let me finish. I don't mean it as, just passing by. You do a great job. People say stuff they don't really mean sincerely. I'm being sincere. But the last 2 days, you played a lot of songs I really like.
I've been killing it.
And I love Cage the Elephant. That's a great song right there. I've always wanted to see them. What was it, a couple of weeks ago? There was a concert at, the U of L's football stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Riley Green. Riley Green, I've never heard of him. And Kings of Leon.
Yeah, weird combo.
That's exactly what I thought, because I'd love to see Kings of Leon.
But with a country act?
That guy's a country act. Yeah, that's what I thought. Why the combination there?
That was a weird combo.
That's I thought the same thing.
Well, because I had some buddies that were there.
Oh, really?
And neither of them really like country music.
Yes.
And I'm like, what the hell? Why are you all even at that show? And then I later learned that Kings of Leon was also there, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's why they went.
Yeah. So one of the texters corrected me. UK is playing Arkansas in Lexington, and they're right, and I apologize. So, but UK has won. Baseball has won one series. They swept Alabama. Remember, Alabama was like.
Wasn't that the first series?
It was the very first season. Alabama was supposed to be one of the best teams in the country, and they ended up being not great at all. And UK swept them, and you thought, oh, this is going to be a fun season. And then UK has, and I confirmed it, UK has proceeded to lose every single series since. And that just sucks. Let's go to the Whiskey Thief text line, 502-414-1450. As soon as I say it, we get a bunch of texts, and I really appreciate that, everybody. Let me get to it, make sure I got the right one. So all I need to do to get to on the backside is tell them I know Battleship Bennett from Battleship Stables. No! Don't do that. They'll look at you and think you're nuts and probably get somebody to escort you out of there to the mental hospital. So no. That will not work. But, here's what I've always thought of when one of my horses is racing. I've always said that if I see a young person there with his mom and dad, I'm going to grab that family and have them walk back there with me. Just to, because I think it's important to have people experience what I experienced so that you have generations fall in love with the sport even more.
Yeah.
I had a partner last year, and thank goodness, we're not partners anymore. He's like, no, we can't do that. He's like, why not? And I thought that was the dumbest thing. I want to promote the sport of horse racing. Just like I've always thought, now I have not gone to UK, but I've always thought it would be fun to say, you know what? If there's a young person out there that wants to get into sports media, I would like to take them to one or two games with me.
Yeah, like a job shadowing thing.
Exactly, so they can experience it. But I'm worried that UK is going to say, Michael, we don't have time for that. That's what concerns me, because I think UK would probably say no. And I think that's ridiculous. How are we going to grow our industry unless you kind of mentor some people out there?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do that this year when it comes to horse racing. I think I will ask for football. Ask and see, okay, UK, I would like to bring one young person, probably more like a teenager, that's getting ready to choose where they're going to go to college.
I mean, a young kid wouldn't have any idea if they want to get in that or not.
Exactly. So somebody in high school and say, okay, whomever wants to do it, contact me, and I'll pick a person every single week. But I'm going to do it for horse racing. When I see a young person out there at Churchill Downs with their mom or dad, I'm going to say, come on, guys, you're with me. You're my guests for this race.
It's a great idea. But here's the deal with horse racing and the younger generation.
What?
Is there's always going to be kids that grew up like you or grew up like Nick Roush, the guys that have been around horse racing your entire life.
Yes.
That's just so I feel like, yeah, you could increase the number of kids that are being surrounded by horse racing to try to build up that following, but
yeah.
I still think there's going to always be those kids that are loving it and want to pursue this stuff. And
well, you never know. They're going to change their mind. Like, for instance, the Derby Museum always has a tour. They have a special golf cart that they ride, and you know where they are. Well, they stopped last week while I was, they had one of my horses out, and I said, come here. They came over, and I let all of them pet the horse and ask me any question, ask the grooms in that any question they want. Dale Romans came out. They got to meet Dale Romans. I think it's cool to promote the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy to do that. I don't know why more people don't want to do that. But anyway, I'm just a little different by it. One texter said U of L had to wait for Papa John's money to pay Brom.
Good point.
You think that's the case?
That's a really good point. I mean, what are the odds that both of these things are announced on the same day?
There is quite a coincidence there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not certain of that, and I do have a little inside knowledge as far as that goes. I'm not sure. That is a great point. That most likely is more of a coincidence than anything else.
Probably so.
I think it's more for another sport than it is that sport, especially as much money as that sport. Listen, I read a text yesterday. U of L is hosting a 5-star, 7-foot center. It's like, holy cow, man. Kelsey's got it going on. I misread it at first. I thought it said 5-foot center, 5'7" center, and it had a picture of Pat Kelsey. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was an AI thing. And then I say, no, it's a 5-star. And then they had, normally they put the picture of the player, not the picture of the coach.
Correct.
And I thought that was so. I started dying laughing. And then I'm like, oh, no, it doesn't say that. But anyway.
He is killing it, though, for what it's worth.
Yeah, it is. Let's just see how he does when they actually have it going. Just further proof that you can do whatever you want if you have enough money. I think it's bad look on U of L personally. Why? Why is it a bad look?
Because of all the things that he said or did.
Who?
I'm assuming he's talking about Papa John. Like rekindling that
Oh,
relationship.
bringing John Schnatter back?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily think it's a bad look because I listen. I don't know Schnatter, as I mentioned before. I don't know anything about him except for things I've heard, which always can be wrong. I've always been into the contention that he was set up. I have no facts to base on it, and I have no facts to base what he said he really meant. But I just always thought, listen, the bad look to me is when they brought Jurek back and they named a street after him. I thought that was the bad look. I mean, really? You fired the athletic director. He leaves Louisville in shame. Rick Pitino leaves in shame, and you're now bringing him back. All is forgiven. We want to name a street after you? I thought that was a bad look, much worse than bringing Schnatter back. One person texted, basketball recruiting has been quiet. No commits. I have a weird feeling something big is coming. Not sure why, just a feeling.
Hope you're right.
Well, I do too, and it's been a little eerie how quiet it's been. I thank goodness we're not reporting that we scheduled a Zoom call, okay? I'm glad about that. I'm done teasing that poor guy. So stop shaking your head. But I listen. I don't think that's J.D. Shelburne texting me that text right there. But I talked to J.D. yesterday, and he's like, Michael, he's coming. You trust me. Tyron Stokes is coming to Kentucky. And, of course, I'm just shaking my head. I really don't think he is. If you want me to be completely honest right now, there is no way in God's green earth that Tyron Stokes is coming to Kentucky. I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see it happening.
I just don't know how you can say it so confidently.
I can. Why can't I say it confidently?
That's what I don't understand how you're able to.
Well,
I mean, you obviously can. You just did.
Okay. My texter's back. All right, Mr. Wisconsin. Nah, you don't agree with a friend who is backtracking and being nice when they notice you are offended by agreeing that they are a douche. It was awkward. I'm sorry. It wasn't meant to be. Please take my apology, okay?
I didn't think it was awkward at all.
Please, I'm going to apologize to Mr. Wisconsin, okay?
Tell me and Michael are.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I am apologizing to you. Please, let's move on. One person said, I saw the 2 fish shows at Wrigley in 2016 on the field, pretty sick. I think he means it was sick in a positive way.
Yeah, that's what the kids are saying.
Yeah. Is he a Gen Xer here?
We
Our
miss
Gen Zer?
we miss our Gen X.
You
segment.
know, I do too. I mean, I wish there was a way we could have Matthew come back for a little bit, just once a week or something.
Surely we could get him on for like
You
5,
think so?
10 minutes.
All right.
Just to do Gen X.
Let's have you ask, okay? See
All
if
right.
he'll come on for 5 or 10 minutes.
All right.
Because I listen, you're talking to a guy right here that really misses Matthew. If you left the show, Justin, I'd be devastated.
Well, and I don't know. I feel so much more hip since we started that segment.
I loved it.
I can use those phrases
Exactly.
out in public around my
Your-
nephews.
Your
and-
nephew and nieces were going nuts over what you
Yeah.
were saying to them. Listen, yeah, that's pretty sick. Fish, is there a song by Fish that you like?
I don't know a single Fish song.
I think there's one, Country Road or Country something. There is a Country City or something like that that Fish sings that's fantastic. I like Fish.
There's not a whole lot of bands I know less about than Fish.
Really? Yeah. They're kind of like the Allman Brothers. They're kind of a jam band, okay? Because I'll never forget seeing the Allman Brothers one time. I went they started a song. I went to concession, get something to eat, got a piece of pizza and a drink. Sat down, ate it, went to the restroom, went back to my seat. They were still playing the same song. That's Fish. They just play songs forever.
Who's the best Allman brother?
Greg?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, without a doubt. 48 handily said, Chicago is my kind of town, Sinatra. Yankee Stadium hosted some huge championship fights back in the day when boxing was in its heyday. Boxing's really gone, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's no longer that big anymore.
No. I mean, you have big fights every now and then.
You had that one with Mike Tyson and that white dude.
Yeah, but that wasn't really big.
It wasn't.
That was a joke of a fight.
I
Now,
agree.
Tyson Fury, if he fights Anthony Joshua coming up, that'll be huge. But still, both those guys are past their prime.
I've been disappointing with boxing lately.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I mean, I know it's a brutal sport, but I enjoy it. One person texted in, Arkansas is at home. Thank you. I appreciate that correction. I referred to you just a little bit ago. And then Kentucky baseball has 0 pitching.
Seems like
That's the reason they're losing.
I mean,
And
you
this
allowed
actually-
14 to Louisville,
Yeah.
who hasn't been hitting the ball. all
Well,
that
you
great.
don't. The midweek games, you don't necessarily pick your aces.
True,
You
yeah.
save them for the weekend. But it's been even more so. It's been the relief pitchers that are just brutal, and I think we talked about it last couple of days where Nick Mingione needs to really take a hard look at the pitching coach at UK because something's amiss here. Something has gone awry. Pitching has been horrendous. And if UK had better pitch, it's not fielding. Well, although they didn't look good against U of L, but the 14 walks in 3 innings, I mean, come on, man. That should tell you something's up.
Yeah.
So, and something has been really just up. But when we come back, I want to talk about the Phillies, speaking of baseball. And there is a house for sale. Iconic house. We will talk about that as soon as we get back. Man, you won't believe how much they want for it, too. Would you pay this kind of money for it? Stay right there. One more segment this week of Just the Cats coming right up. Gary Clark Jr. was.
I know who Gary Clark Jr.
Wow, I am really impressed by this.
I'm impressed that you knew it was him just based off that opening riff.
Because I know that I love Gary Clark Jr. That's impressive right there. Okay, we didn't get to hear the guy sing. I mean, that's what's so bad. And the YouTubers are there like, Michael, we don't hear any music, man. Will you shut up?
They got to hear a little bit of it.
Oh, they did? Okay. All right. Well,
they get to hear it as it's going.
Now I'm bummed we don't get to hear more of the song.
You do at the end of the show.
Okay, well, but yeah, I want to hear Gary getting into it. I mean, that is a guy that I would love to see in concert without a doubt. Now, I love it when he brings it. This is one of those things that seems like it's getting more and more popular. We've talked about this before, where artists will bring up people from the audience to play. Mm-hmm. Like the Goo Goo Dolls did it one time. And the guy kept asking, you really can play? Foo Fighters have done it. Gary Clark has done it. And I just think there is no way I could get up in front of a crowd, play an instrument, or sing in front of a bunch of people. I would be so unbelievably nervous, I'd screw up. I mean, there was a guy that did it famously with Sammy Hagar and his band. And the bass player, Michael Anthony. Okay, you played for Van Halen. I know, I'm weird. Sorry about that. All right, I do want to talk about this. There is a house for sale down in South Florida, in Key Biscayne, Florida, which is a very ritzy part of Miami, Florida, okay?
Okay.
It is the original house used in Scarface.
Ooh.
Tell me you saw the movie Scarface with Al Pacino.
I have not seen Scarface.
My gosh, you're killing
But I know
me.
the phrase, say hello to my little friend.
Exactly. Many men have said that on their honeymoon night. I can't tell you how much. But I think that is one of the funniest lines ever. Iconic lines. There are a lot of lines from there, from Scarface. You've got to go watch that one day. Are you ready for how much the house is selling for?
Let me guess.
I'm ready.
I'm going to go $22,500,000.
Yeah. You want to try one more time?
$67 million?
I'll give you one more chance.
$102 million.
$237 million for this house.
Good God.
That's exactly what
Who
I
has that
thought.
money?
Well, there are a few people out there that have that money, but you got to believe that when that person goes and buys that house, they're probably paying cash for it.
That's insane.
Isn't that crazy? $237 million for the house that was used in Scarface. There's all kinds of pictures. If you go to the New York Post.com, they have all kinds of pictures of it inside during the movie and what it looks like today.
I mean, it's gorgeous.
It is unbelievable looking. The other thing,
on the bay.
that is not the only reason it's famous either. This house was also owned by a former president. President Richard Nixon used to own this house.
Huh.
And so when he was in office, that would be his Southern White House, as they would say.
I mean, they got a concreted pier.
Yeah.
Like a huge
Isn't that crazy?
concreted pier.
I see that.
That's
yeah.
probably $1 million alone, just the pier.
They must host parties out there or something. Would you ever like to buy a house that was in a movie?
Not necessarily, but I would like to buy this house.
Would you really?
I mean, I wouldn't buy it for the fact that it was in the movie. I'd buy it for the fact that it's right there on the bay. You got that great dock.
Look at the view of Miami that you have in the background.
Mm-hmm.
That's your setting right there.
It's awesome.
I mean, it's an unbelievable house. But, yeah, there's got to be just a few. I remember, I think within the last couple of months, the former night show host, Johnny Carson's house in Malibu, California, has been for sale. And I think it was like $100 and something million. Not as much as this, but his house right there overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Amazing. But, yeah. There are a few people out there that can afford this, and you got to believe they're not going to a bank and borrowing money to buy this house, are they?
I don't know that if I could have $3 billion in my bank account.
You wouldn't buy it?
And I don't know that I'm spending $237 million on a house.
I don't think I am either. If I had all that kind of money,
I'm going to build my own house for $22 million.
And save a bunch, aren't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know if I had all that money, I would do that either. Honestly, I think I'd live in the same house I have right now. I'd probably buy a house on an island, and that's all I would do,
Mm-hmm.
and save the rest for my family. I don't need that kind of stuff.
No.
You know, as a kid, I always want, I want these cars. I want these cars. I love cars. I don't care about them anymore. I just don't.
I'm the same.
No, yeah. But let's talk about the Philadelphia Phillies. And people are going to say, why are you talking about the Philadelphia Phillies? This is kind of crazy. Did you see where their pitcher, Tyjon Walker?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, he got a big contract 3 years ago for $72 million. He's in the third season of it, and the Phillies have released him and decided, we'll just pay you the other $18 million we owe you. You're done.
Hell yeah.
He in 5 games, he has an ERA of 9.13.
But he's still getting his money. So
He's still getting his money, exactly. Not just that, but they have another relief pitcher, Jesus Luzardo,
Mm-hmm.
who just literally months ago, I think 3 or 4 months ago, signed a $135 million extension. He's struggling. His ERA is 6.91. Man, if I'm the owner of the Phillies, I'm looking at my general manager. Dude, what are you doing?
Their pitching has been Phillies in general have been really, really bad, and they were the favorite going into the year for that division. I mean, you have to wonder. Kyle Schwarber's with the Phillies. Yeah, you have to wonder, does he regret not coming to Cincinnati with the way that the 2 seasons have played out so far?
Has to. Yeah, you couldn't convince me otherwise. But my goodness, they're 8-16 so far this year. I mean, that's how bad they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at how much they spend on pitching, and it just was a complete bust. And I thought, man, it must be nice to have that kind of money. I guess not worry about it, but they did. I don't know if you saw this story or not, but there's a lady up in Indiana. She was going to get her license renewed.
Okay.
This is in Anderson, Indiana. Is that outside of Indianapolis?
I think that's way up north.
It is? Okay. Well, she goes to renew her license only to find out that the software that they use for facial recognition flagged her and said this might be a fraud issue here. So a gentleman from a fraud and security enforcement investigator take her to another room, and she has no idea what's going on. And they started asking her all kinds of questions about her identity, where you're from, and all that. And she gives all the correct information, only to find out that there is another person in Indiana that is her doppelganger.
I did see this.
And did you see the picture of the two women?
They are not doppelgangers. They are twins.
They're twins.
Yeah.
I mean, they look exactly alike. And now this woman's trying to find the other woman to see each other and meet each other. So that raised the question, do you believe in doppelgangers?
Oh, yeah.
So you think there is somebody in this world that looks exactly like you?
Maybe not exactly, but close enough.
Pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is an uncanny resemblance when I saw this.
Yeah, they are identical.
They are definitely identical. And I thought that, and I'm like, wow, that's just got to be kind of eerie when you see something
My
like
question is, if this lady was flagged, that obviously means the other one has done something wrong. So why is she trying to seek her out? I don't know that's...
I don't know if she's done something wrong. She just has a license, too. They thought she was trying to come under another name.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. They thought they were trying to come under, or she was trying to get a license under a completely different name when she has a completely different identity.
Gotcha.
So it was the facial recognition software that kind of flagged her and said, oh, we got a problem here. She's trying to come up with a different account when we have her listed as this other person.
That'd be so weird and annoying at the same time. Like as if being at the BMV for a long time isn't already annoying as it is.
Well, yeah.
Then you got to stay there an extra however long to just verify all your info.
Is that the one thing you dread the most, to go get your license renewed?
I don't ever go in.
How do you do it?
I always do it online.
Oh, you do?
I haven't been to the BMV in years.
Well, how do you go pick up your license then?
They just mail it.
Oh, I didn't realize they mailed it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm wrong about that. Good.
Actually, you know what? Maybe not with license. I might be thinking of like registration.
Well, that's car registration.
Yeah.
I think license, you have to go in.
Yeah, I think you're probably.
There's
I haven't had to do that in forever.
Have you gotten your new, what's the new one they call the new ID or?
Real ID.
Yeah, the real ID.
No.
Oh, you haven't gotten it?
I don't think so.
You better watch out when you go fly. You need to have a real ID.
When's the next time I'm going to fly? Probably never.
Really? You don't fly anywhere.
I couldn't tell you the last time I went on a plane.
Okay. All right, then.
I don't go anywhere, Michael. I'm always working.
Well, you need to change that. You need to have, well, you just left the golf trip, but you drove.
That's true.
One person texted, Nixon lived in a tool shed with a roommate when he entered law school at Duke University, middle name Millhouse. That's wild. Lived in a tool shed with a roommate when he entered law school at Duke. Times have changed.
Yeah.
But one person said Green Day invites someone on stage to play too. I didn't realize Green Day was like that. Anderson is near Muncie on the east side of the state.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patrick. I did not know that.
I had a cousin who played softball at Anderson.
Really?
Anderson University.
I don't know why I thought Anderson was around Indianapolis, but it's clearly not. All right.
Because when you're talking about Indiana, that's a pretty good guess to just say everything's around Indy.
Well, I mean, that's where a lot of stories come out is Indianapolis, without a doubt. But, all right, Monday we're going to be at the backside. I am looking forward to that. It's big Derby week. Everything starts, well, I know a lot of people say everything started last weekend, but not much is going on during this week.
Chow Wagon, baby.
Was the Chow Wagon open yesterday, right?
I believe so, yep.
But they call it something else, don't they?
I don't know. I've never been down there for that. Maybe I'll stop in.
Festiville is what they call it now.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I haven't been down there in years. I mean, I drive by it, but that's kind of it. You got that going on. Of course, tomorrow you got the big – tomorrow is the real big Great Balloon Race, isn't it? The official one?
I thought it was today.
Did they change it to this?
I thought today was like the big official.
Okay, so they changed it. I used to have it to where all the festival events I had memorized. You could count on the parade being on Thursday, the Great Steamboat Race being on Tuesday, the Bedlam races on Tuesday. But, it's all changed now. The parade is on Sunday, which I don't like. I liked it on Thursday. But I've never been to the Bedlam races at Broadbent Arena.
Me neither.
I've been to the Steamboat Race, which is always, I kind of like it. As long as the weather's nice. You go out there. Our big tradition was we'd go to Kingfish, get a couple of fish sandwiches, and watch the race there. My dad was always out of town, so it was me and my mom. But you got that. And then what are some of the other big events going on? And, of course, you got Oaks Day next Friday and then Derby on Saturday.
Got a 5K today. Got the Great Balloon Glow is tonight.
Yeah, I like the balloon glow.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite things.
And you're right. The big balloon race is tomorrow.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Starts at 7.
Today was like they call it a city race or something like
Got
that.
it, okay.
And the main race is tomorrow morning.
So you got
the marathon and
and the
going
mini.
on.
You got the Kentucky Derby, which was what I was talking about yesterday.
Yeah,
or today.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. The city is fun to be in when all this is going on. I love the attention that Louisville gets and the state gets.
The bed races are Monday, for what it's worth.
Well, everyone out there, be patient. I mean, we're going to have road closures because of the marathon, the mini, and all that kind of stuff.
Did you hear?
Just be patient with all the people out.
Speaking of road closures, I saw yesterday they are closing 111 in Indiana, which is the road that goes to the casino.
Why are they closing that?
On Derby week for construction.
That's poor timing by Indiana.
If I'm Caesars, I am so pissed off about that. You are costing us potentially millions of dollars by doing construction next week.
I'm in absolute shock they would do so. Because, you got all these people that are probably coming in town to watch and bet and gamble there while they're going to the races too.
Yep.
Anyway, all right. Well, let's all be patient with each other. Let's welcome all these people that are coming in our fair city and spending lots of money. So, all right, everybody. We'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Be careful. Let's go Derby.